My husband is emotionally stunted, and it's affecting our marriage. My husband, 32M, and I, 31F, have been together 2 years and married for 1. The problem in our relationship stems from communication. Anytime I need to communicate an issue to him regarding him, he immediately gets defensive, my feelings are dismissed, and he will usually bring up everything under the sun that he had a problem with in the past and didn't say anything about because, and I quote, "It doesn't bother me, I am not upset, it's not a big deal, etc." This has created countless unreductive conversations. I started to make a point to let him know that I am not blaming him, accusing him, or diminishing his role in our relationship, as well as that if he has any issue he'd like to discuss with me, that it must wait until we have resolved my concern first, because the only time he ever really talked about his feelings or anything that bothered him, it was when, and only when, I came to him with something. This was an ongoing issue, like we dated, but he got better, because I had to point this out to him every single time. I had the expectation that, as adults, we can be forthcoming and honest with each other about anything. I had to lower those expectations. We tried couples counseling in the past, and it didn't work out. Then we participated in this relationship retreat, and it gave us a new perspective on our relationship, and for a while, it worked. But now we are back to square one because I seem to be the only one using what we learned to better the relationship, and he's become complacent once again. The confusion begins when he doesn't communicate an issue with me, tells me he is genuinely not bothered, says to take everything he says at face value because there is no deeper meaning to it. If he's not bothered, upset, mad, when he says he isn't, he really isn't, but then I come to him with a problem and suddenly he is bothered, upset, and mad about things he says he wasn't bothered, upset, or mad about. And after repeated attempts to stay on track with my issue while trying to keep him calm and refrain from blowing up myself, I stopped coming to him with issues and let him know that he has not allowed me to have the safe emotional space I need to address the things that are important to me, to feel heard, seen, and understood without his defensiveness. And since I had my baby, I am struggling with postpartum so bad, and he hasn't comforted me, talked to me about how I was feeling, or even made the attempt early enough to check in with me. I feel lonely, isolated, and the lack of sleep has made it worse. I gave up trying to have a healthy relationship. He's basically catching attitude anytime he talks to me now because I cannot mentally or emotionally find the energy or want to talk to him about what's on my mind because of the mental gymnastics I have to do in order to get my message across. Knowing he will get defensive, give me no feedback or any kind of response to let me know that I wasn't blowing hot air. I've tried to tell him a million different ways how I feel, and every time I feel like I am wasting my time. He doesn't even know how much I am hurting, how much it hurts to know that the one person I care the most about can't even give me time or day to hear me. All he does is sit in his office playing video games, occasionally taking care of our baby, and sitting outside for 30 minutes smoking. I am by myself every day crying because of how hard it's gotten. I don't have a support system at all. I have contemplated divorce nearly every day because of how unaware he is. I got out of my way to appreciate him, tell him how much I love him, to let him know I support him in whatever decision he makes, and that I'll be there for him no matter what because we are partners. But he has made it clear my feelings do not matter to him. He makes me feel like I am not worth the patience or his compassion or giving empathy. It's not fair. He lacks emotional competence, and somehow it's my problem. I am still in individual counseling. He's not. And even asking my therapist for advice didn't get through to my husband. I am at a loss. On top of all of this, I am in pain 24/7 because I found out I had de Quervain's tendinitis, so holding my own baby is painful,